And I got a big 2 sprockets. Actually, I'm gonna need to shore this up with some metal. Man, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I got it over there. And you can see that's about how it rests, right? And yeah, there you go. Good morning. How you doing? Craig here on the Thai farm. Just got back from the Sunday market. Bought me some electrical connections. I find myself always asking if I have any. And I got a big 2 sprockets. Actually a rear sprocket for like a motorbike or whatever. But this is a new one I'm gonna weld into my into my pond aerator there, because that sprocket's too small, a small tooth. And actually I think, I just thought of it, but I think I might even have an old rusty big chain that'll handle that sprocket. Which would be a good thing, and I don't have to go buy one. Although I don't know if it's got a master link. I might have to buy a master link, which is fine. I can do that. But what I needed to do over here was on my beautiful little love shack out here. I'm gonna, whoa there. I think I just saw that lizard again. Yeah. I'll put my glasses on. I brought another can of trying to write my, what do you call that, termite spray. So I want to see, I don't know, I guess prepping. Yeah, I'm gonna need to what do you call that, I'm gonna need to shore this up with some metal, because yeah, it is, well, it looks, I mean, there's obviously, it was all mixed wood, right? So with respect to mixed wood, this wood right here, this is like bulletproof when I'm stairs. But on the mixed wood, invariably there's gonna be one of them, let me get this phone out of the way, or 2 of them that are prone to termites. I'm not an arborist, but I do recognize the really good hard wood, like in the staircase, that termites just don't like. Same with this house. The house is all hardwoods, so I'm not dealing with termites in the house or out of the house. But occasionally we do spray just to be proactive. I spray down at the bottom of the posts where the post meets this concrete, and you know, that's really about it. But that secondhand wood, it was all, you know, super dried out anyway when I built it. But again, a lot of it's hardwood. It's fine. But the ones that aren't, I'm gonna have to take those out. And I can just replace it. If I put a basic frame of just metal, yeah, that'll work to support, because the beams or the wood that I'm walking up there is like Purdue or whatever, is a hardwood. That should be fine. So this morning, earlier this morning, my metal guy texted me, and I went and picked up my 5 pieces of welded metal A-frame that I had him do. And here they are, man. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what? Whoa. And so you can see that they're like little caps on top of where they're just cut it at a 90, you know, and then put it together for the, or cut it at a 45, put it together for the 90, and then welded it, and then capped it and welded it again. So and I put them here because this is what I have to take them one by one and lift them, hoist them up over that, which I think it'd be all right. I mean, I had to carry them one by one to bring them over here, and funny enough, so I couldn't carry. I backed the truck up, but they're not going to fit underneath the porch. I had to walk it very precariously on the outside where that water pipe is. I had to walk it on the outside, and then over the little dock there, and then through the trees, and it was crazy. Yeah, so I had to get them over there one by one, but I did it. But now I'm gonna get up here and see if I can't just, I'm gonna bend over there and grab one, lift it all the way up, see if I can't pass it up and up, and then up and over the edge, and get them into place. I need, there's 5 of them, and they're gonna hang on the slider in that position. So I'll measure it out, put one in the middle, one right in the middle, and then one on either end, and then one in the middle of each of the middles. And then we'll see how it teeters. I hope and I pray that maybe someday, I hope that the angle in which I'm shooting for is far enough away from the existing metal that I already put up there, like maybe about that much, because that's why I built it. I built it to try and have enough clearance, right? Because that's the slide roof. I still got to put the sheeting on this roof, and that's gonna make it stick up probably that much more. And then the next roof. So we'll see. All right, let me get some gloves, man. I need to get my gloves, and we'll get up there and I'll get back at you. Okay, man, well, wish me luck. I don't know where my tripod is, man. I'll have to try and hang this camera right here. Maybe I can lock them doors. Use my cloth. There you go. see. Let me see. Well, I got it over there. And you can see that's about how it rests, right? So it's really, this is a weld point. You know, and right there, so that's, I don't know, what do you think of that weld point? It's not gonna be right there where the bolts are and stuff. It's gonna be, you know, like on the middle here. Anyway, let me get them into position and we'll see how it looks then. But I can tell right now that it looks like the angle is fine, because look, this is where the first roof will go. And then of course the second one's on the outside of this. So it looks like it's gonna be okay. And it also looks like it's gonna be long enough. I think I'm gonna have to cut that. I'll have to cut that so that, and maybe even weld this piece of metal. Maybe if I do it right, I can cut an A out of there and then just bend it so that it goes straight down where it'll be on top of this. Or like I said, if I weld this all together, I don't know, maybe it's enough to, maybe it'll be enough. No, I don't know. You think that'll fall off of there? Yeah, I think I probably need something to prevent it from teetering. Because even though the weight will be even on both sides, there's still potential for it to teeter, right? And go tank and hit the end or something. So I think I do need to secure that. But anyway, let me get these up here and we'll see how it looks. Alrighty, so well, I got it in place. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they hang out far enough. I do not have them welded or anything. They're just there because I wanted to mark the lines to mark it out. It looks like they're about 33.5 inches apart. 150, 170. Yeah, so I think that'll work, man. It appears to be evenly spaced apart enough to where when I lay the exterior roofing on here, it'll be fine. Because I still need, now I have more of this, and now all I need to do is I need to get it on here. What I want to do, I'm just thinking, should I weld that first? No, because I think it's going to teeter still individually. So maybe I need to actually put the crossbar on here, or at least mount the crossbar. I don't have clamp. I only got 2 clamps and they'd be heavy. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could tape it. That's the thing about do it yourself, you know, you can't have like somebody hold it for you, you know, and then you're doing stuff. But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to get that bar up there. I'll probably try and do this side first, because that side I might drop the bar in the damn water. So but I want to get it, you know, stable to where I don't have to worry about it, you know, teetering over. But now I just thought something. I didn't want to put the metal in here But now that it's, now that it's in place, I technically could put metal bar right here, and I could weld from here to there to trap that whole thing in there. Maybe I'll just weld this first and then weld another bar across there. What do you think? I could metal screw something in there. I'm gonna have to do a sit down and think about that. So what's up? I think I got it. I'm one step closer to floating the roof, man. One step closer to floating the roof. Once the roof is floated and I test fly it, then I'll put the roof, I'll go get the roofing and get that, see how I can get that on there. I'm probably gonna have to do it from this, like, do one piece and reach over here and because my scaffolding is only that high, and ideally I should have a second tier on the scaffolding, because it's a bitch putting my ladder on top of the scaffolding. The ladder or the feet are too wide, so I gotta find wood to lay down this way to catch the ladder feet. But look at the pond, man. You can have that big old view from up here, man. Nice. All right, let me have a think, and I'm gonna do some drawing. I'll check it out. We'll get back at you. Okay, so right now I took all the stabilizing things off of the center. Actually, I just see, except for this piece of rope. Okay, that's enough of that rope. Let's see if I can take this off here. Well, I tried to weld these points on this side. It's giving me trouble, a couple of them. And this side kept giving me trouble, and I didn't want to like burn a hole right through it, and maybe I'm impatient or whatever, but you can probably see from the video I resorted to just going ahead and doing the metal screw through there. It's probably better anyway. I should have done the first time, because when I put the tin on, I can always, like the first one, I can bolt through, and then I can take this one off because it's already stable, and then do that one out. I can take it off, put it back on, kind of thing. But anyway, so right now there's nothing holding the roof up except the wheels. The 5 A-frames are hanging in balance, cross braced by one single bar on both sides, about 2/3 of the way down, giving it some toe weight on that side. And now what I'm going to try and test is if it moves. You might have a little difficulty because, like I said, these parts are not welded yet. I don't know how I'm gonna actually do that. I don't want to cut a hole in that too. I might have to get on my ladder and do something from the top, or like I said, with a crossbar on the bottom. But that said, I think I can still test, at least move it a little bit. See how I can do that with this camera. That way, if it falls, you get a really good view of it crushing it and of it falling. Should be able to see if it moves. Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah, it works, bro. The first test of it, it gives me a good reading in terms of like what I'm going to do with the balance. I can still feel, like even right now, the two sides are doing this a little bit, so it wants to be stable on the sides, which I'll try and rectify that. You know what? So if the A-frame is welded to the flat bar that holds the wheels, if that A-frame moves like this, then that flat bar will move also, which will teeter the wheels off. But as it sits right now, that flat bars, or that A bar is not welded, right? So this action is independent, fair enough, of the flat bar now, because there's a little bit of a movement, right? It's not welded, so there's a little bit of movement on the top, less friction, so it doesn't grab a hold of that flat bar, which makes me think, maybe I shouldn't even weld it. Maybe I should just put that, that crossbar underneath it, so it doesn't actually fall off the bar itself, but leave it so so it doesn't catch that friction and want to knock it off. I don't know. Lot to think about maybe, but I do know that it works. I'm stoked, bro. Look at that. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I definitely want to do it even. It's teetering a little bit. And yeah, I got tied off here. I don't want those wheels going off the edge there. And actually, if there's a storm, it's gonna get windy, you know, I think I'm gonna put the clamp back on it. That'll probably be safer for it, you know. Yeah, well, that's cool. Craig with the big ideas here on the Typhoon. You know, it comes down to, you know, when I think of not so much where my ideas come from, but when it comes down to things I like to do or whatever, things I'm trying to be creative about. I've always been creative. That's, you know, my mom would tell me that. But you know, I've always been a tree forts kind of guy. Always brought wood up into the trees and added stairs to the trees so I could get up in there and hang out, even if it was just stairs going to bigger branches where I could lay down between two branches or on a big old branch or something. I would do that. But yeah, I think tree forts, you know, they give me a sense of not isolation, but I don't know, it's like being on a boat, I suppose. There's a sense of calmness when you're in a tree fort. Which is not to be confused with a tree house. That's totally different. But this is obviously, it's a little bigger than a tree fort, but you know, and I remember making tree forts where I always had like trap doors, you know, and I had the counterweight, two paint cans, one where you would put the stuff in it, and then in the tree fort you would have a big rock, and you just put the rock in the other one and drop it, and it would bring up this other one, so you didn't have to pull it up. All you have to do is throw it over and it would go like that. And then you do the same thing, you just get a bigger rock. No, probably had a pulley system, I can't remember that, but I remember the paint cans and the pulleys, or the paint cans and, you know, bringing stuff up. I thought of making it, and I might very well still make an elevator for the big house. You know, kind of a custom elevator. My wife probably be scared to get in there, but you can do it. You can make an elevator, strong one, good one. I mean, it doesn't have to be like, you know, what's the name of the elevator company? Otis. My great grandfather or great grandfather or uncle, those guys, a couple of them worked for Otis, like back in the days when every building in New York City had an elevator. That's where they're all from. And, you know, elevators were a thing, man, and they had to have elevator technicians all the time, especially if they got stuck. So, but yeah, when I was doing all my family genealogical research and all that, going back, you know, I'd see the story like in the newspapers, and I'd see the stories, and then, you know, in their job stuff, they would have their occupations and stuff, and as immigrants, it also had the occupations and stuff, and yeah, I think it was Otis, but I can make an elevator.
all it is just a winch and a motor, you know, and then a deck. If anything, I would make it, you know, as like a dumbwaiter or whatever, you know, where I just put all the groceries on there, and then just bring it straight up to the kitchen. Don't have to carry none of that. I'm tired now. What did I do today? I guess this was just, is this all I did? I can't remember. But it's supposed to be gonna rain. You can look up here now. Those are kind of rain clouds a little bit. Yeah, man, it moves. Woohoo! And that reminds me, that's what I gotta do. I gotta put a stop. I gotta weld a, you know, a wheel stop, maybe rubber. Maybe I should just screw in a piece of rubber or something, wheel stop on the end of there, so that whole roof don't go off on that end too. And the question is how. I mean, it's easy enough. This is gonna. That's right. This place is gonna have a roof on it. So how does the sliding roof move when you're inside here? I'm gonna have to create some kind of system, some kind of pulley system or something. I'll have to draw that out. That's what I should do. Oh, and I got another video uploading too, so I should probably go do that. Oh my God. Anyway, man, hope you enjoyed that, and if I think of something, I'll add it to this video. If not, we'll catch you on the next one.